right, in this video, we are going to continue looking at the top 32 players. So we will go through 21 through 32. If you've seen the previous two, I've done 1 through 10, which was Paige, Juju, Kiki, Hannah, Aoki Lee, Anissa Morrow, Fulwiley, Harmon, Beers, and Betts. That was 1 through 10. I put Booker at 10A. If I could do it over again, I'd probably switch Booker and Roy Harmon. Amore 11, Flau'jae Johnson 12, took a lot of heat for that. Lucy Olson 13, Audie Crooks 14, Ashlyn Watkins 15, Sanaya Fagan 16, Tanaya Latston 17, Tahina Paopao 18, Michaela Williams 19, and Sonia Citron number 20. Now, as I've said in the previous videos, this list is very subjective as I'm combining all the players together. Is a center more valuable than a really good wing player? It's to each their own. Anyway, have your say, your comments. I'll probably do another video reacting to the critiques and maybe comparing my list to ESPN if I get a chance. But now that the season started, I want to get more into the games, to be quite honest. But I'm completing this just because I said I would, so keeping my promise. So without further ado, 21 through 32. If you like the content, please consider subscribing to the channel and giving the video a like. All right, let's get into it. 21, I have Zaya James of North Carolina State. She averaged 16 points, and this is like the next group, so not quite around the 20-point average. Her rebounds were 4.6, assists 2.9. Field goal percentage from the floor was 41%, and her three-point shooting percentage was 34%, and her effective field goal shooting percentage was 48%. So, yeah, she can put up numbers. She's effective. She's good, and I think she's like in that next tier of guards. 22, I have Gianna Neepkins. She was injured most of last season, only played 8 games before suffering a foot injury. But I think she'll hopefully recover well, and she put up numbers. And just in that Utah system, she's going to put up numbers because she can shoot so well. So in 2022-23, she averaged 15 points, and her effective field goal shooting percentage was 60%. She shot from the floor, she was 50%, and from the three-point line, she was over 40% at 42%. She is just off the chart with efficiency, and with Peely gone, I think her numbers are only going to climb this year. At 23, I have Kiki Rice, who averaged 13 points, 5.7 rebounds last season, 4.5 assists, 44% from the floor, 31% from the three-point line. Her effective field goal shooting percentage was 49%. The thing that was good about Rice's freshman to sophomore year was, although her points per game did not improve, her efficiencies did. Like, all of her shooting metrics went up, and the hope is for her that would just continue to happen over the course of her career. So by the time she's a senior, she might be shooting like 35% from the three-point line and potentially up to about 48% from the floor. So she's just a steady, improving player that's solid all around. But the real key for her in UCLA is her shot improving, just to take more pressure off Lauren Betts and to give her more space inside. Number 24 is Alexis Markowski of Nebraska. She's a big at 6'3" and has sort of a mid-range game, scoring 15 points, 10.5 rebounds, 1.3 assists. She shot 46% from the floor, overall 48% effective field goal shooting percentage. I just wanted to acknowledge her, as I think she's a good player that sort of gets overlooked. She could be better on the inside, but really I probably should have Maddie Westbelt higher than her. So I have Westbelt at number 25, and the reason for that is just the status of her foot. I don't know what's going on with her foot. If it's a Jones fracture and she had surgery, is she going to play this year or not? If the injury wasn't there, she'd be much higher on my list. She averaged 14 points, 8.7 rebounds, 1.7 assists. She was 45% from the floor, 36% from the three-point line, an effective field goal shooting percentage of 50%. She just opens everything up. She's a big that can shoot, so Hidalgo can run pick and roll off of her and opens everything up. I think she'll be a high draft pick in the WNBA draft. Like, I think she'll be a first-round pick for sure, but it really depends on the health of that foot, and Notre Dame really needs her to be able to come back into the lineup and play in January, but I just don't know because you have to be very, very careful with feet. 26, I have Cody McMahon, and some would say I probably have her too low, but She averaged 14 points, 6.3 rebounds, 2.1 assists. Her field goal percentage was 46% from the floor, and her effective field goal shooting percentage was 47.9%. I'm probably punishing her for her three-point shooting, which was 23%, as that's the level she really lacks. She doesn't really have that three-level type game, and she struggled versus UCLA and Hyde at times at the rim, and that's why I have her lower down on my list in comparison to a Michaela Williams or a Flau'jae Johnson. I think they have an extra layer in their game just because they're able to shoot the three-point ball much better than Cody McMahon. Now on this one, 27, I'll get torched for this, and probably rightly so. I have Olivia Miles at number 27. People are going to say I am crazy, and I might be, but she's coming off injury, so see how she adjusts coming back from injury, and then her combining with Hidalgo. How is that going to play out? Much like Cody McMahon, I am punishing Olivia Miles due to her three-point shooting. She's just not a very good three-point shooter. She shot 24% over the course of her career, but she still takes it. Like her in 2023, 22-23, she took 3.6 attempts per game despite shooting 22%. In the 21-22 season, she took 4.4 three-point attempts per game despite only shooting 27%. Her freshman year, she took just under 3 attempts per game despite shooting 10%. So I wonder with time off while recovering from her knee injury if she's had time to rebuild and sort of refine her shot so that she can be a more consistent three-point shooter. If not, then I wonder if she'll do the Kennedy Carter and just give it away. Like that was one of the best things Kennedy Carter did in the latest WNBA season, was saying, no, my game is getting to the basket and that's what I do. So we'll see how it plays out, but I think Miles and Hidalgo will go fine together because they're good players. But yeah, it'll be interesting and I think Hidalgo will help that because Hidalgo can play off the ball because her shot is so good. If Miles can maintain her health, which is hopefully that does happen over the upcoming season, then I would expect her to gradually climb up this list and put up good numbers, because even last year, it should be acknowledged, she shot 46% from the floor, and her effective field goal shooting percentage was 49%. So, yeah, I do expect her to climb, and I do expect people to crush me for having her at 27, which is fine by me. Number 28, I have Sanaya Rivers of NC State. She averaged 12.5 points per game, 6.1 rebounds, 3.7 assists. She shot 38% from the floor, 26% from three. Her effective field goal shooting percentage was 41%. So I'm punishing her for lack of efficiency. That said, she's a dynamic player that can change things, and you would expect her efficiencies to go up, but that's why I have her sort of at 28. Number 29, I have Yvonne Ejim of Gonzaga. She put up good numbers, 19 points, 8.7 rebounds, 2.3 assists. She's 6'1", and she was effective as well, or very efficient. She shot 60% from the floor. Her effective field goal shooting percentage was 60%, but would she put those numbers up in the SEC? Like, is it the level of competition that allows her to dominate? It's 6'1", but I do think the numbers that she's putting up should be acknowledged, so hence why I have her 29. Number 30, Bree Hall, who averaged 9.2 points, 2.9 rebounds, 1.5 assists, 44% from the floor, 38% from three, effective field goal shooting percentage of 52%. Points per 100 would be 19 points per 100 possessions. Bree Hall is very, very solid, but if it was me, if I was South Carolina, by the end of the year, I would have Tessa Johnson starting. Between Bree Hall and Tessa Johnson, I think Tessa Johnson is only going to get better and better, and I think she's actually better than Bree Hall. I think Bree Hall will keep the starting position because she's a senior, and Dawn Staley likes to stick with seniors. So I think that will happen, but I think Tessa Johnson will eat into her playing time. Number 31, I have Haley Van Lith. She did not have a good year last year, 11 points. 2.4 rebounds, 3.6 assists. She only shot 37% from the floor, 33% from three, and 43% effective field goal shooting percentage. I expect her numbers to go up at TCU just because of the style of play that she'll be allowed to play. And yeah, so that's why I've put her down, but it's not based on the numbers that she put up at LSU, as it was a bit of a train wreck there. Number 32, I have AZ Fudd. Hopefully she can be healthy in the 24-25 season. If she is, then she can be devastating, as she can score from all three levels, and that's what everybody's hoping to see. Her combined with Becker's would be a beautiful thing if it happens. But we will just have to see how the season plays out. Now it is over to you. Your poison, your thoughts. What did I get wrong? What is right? What is wrong? Have your say. What an idiot I am because I did this or that. Happy for all your comments and feedback. If you've made it this far into the video, then give the video a like. All right, thanks a lot. Have a good night.